Hello students, this is your teacher Manish, and today we are going to talk about the role of a project manager. Let us understand one thing, okay, and that is a project manager is a owner of a project. He is responsible to take project right from initiation stage to closure stage. He drives the entire project, and the more he gets involved in the project, the more he is in control of the project. So honestly, project management is very involved activity. Okay, for a project manager, right from the initiation phase, he needs to think only one point, and that is how to make or how to achieve the goals of the project which are set, okay, as project goals. And of course the goals are the delivery deadlines, okay, ensuring that quality is made, customer commitments are made, okay, and timeline is made. So day in day out, those things are kind of focus for him, and he needs to ensure that he takes it to the conclusion. Okay, we have seen project life cycle, so obviously his involvement is going to be completely through the life cycle. So we are going to go into details of project managers involvement in the life cycle. So we have seen the very first phase. Of course, let us put a bit aside the initiation phase and let's start from the planning phase. Okay, so outcome of the planning phase is a project management plan, a project management software project management plan, and a software project management schedule. Now project management plan is nothing but a document, which could be a Word document or a PDF document, but it forms as a baseline for every project team member to follow it. And many a times, or I would say most of the times, project manager for that project is the author of that document. Of course, he is not going to reinvent the wheel. He is going to use something which is already set there as a guideline, but he or she is responsible to actually produce that document. So as a part of producing that document, he would start laying out different plans, like identifying risks, deciding the mitigation plan, identifying the skills that are required for the project, identifying the training requirements, okay, identifying the processes that are going to get followed by the project, identifying the phases, engineering life cycle, tasks, activities, all those things he is going to lay down, okay, and based on the estimates and these tasks, he is going to lay the schedule for the project. So this is very important. Okay, he might break down the entire project life cycle into different activities. He would assign resources to those activities. He will have timeline assigned to the activities, okay, start date, end date, and that's where the output is going to be a detailed project plan and a detailed schedule. So project manager is responsible for producing a detailed project plan and a project schedule, okay, and all the aspects. Now again, this is not going to be a just individual activity. He would be talking to different people when it comes to identifying risks, when the risks are technical risks, okay, when the risks are infrastructure related risks. He would be talking to architects, he would be talking to designers who are going to get involved within the project, okay, and then based on their inputs, he would be actually capturing those risks. Second most important aspect of project management is monitoring and control. When project gets into execution life cycle, it needs to be monitored well, it needs to be controlled well, okay, and the project manager who monitors it well, who controls it well, is likely to be successful, or is likely to make project successful. In other words, is likely to meet goals of the project. Okay, so what measure does project manager takes to ensure that he monitors it well? or he is in control of things. Okay, so there are a number of things on where these measures would be dependent. And one of the most important thing is, what is the size of a project? Okay, so is it a 25 people project, is it a 50 people project, or 100 people project? So size do matters a lot in order to ensure that right measures of monitoring and controlling are put in place. Okay, secondly, are the teams co-located? When I say teams co-located, which means are these project teams working from one development center, single development center, or are these split teams working on different floors? Are these split teams working from different cities? Are these split teams working from different states, or are these split teams working from different countries? Okay, so based on that, this monitoring and control measures would be laid down. So size of the teams, okay, co-location, these are two very much important points, because say for example, if a project is a small project, say a 15-20 people project getting developed from single floor where entire team is co-located, right from your architect, designers, developers, testers, or deployment guys, including project manager sitting in the team. Okay, it becomes very easy, when project manager can just walk into the team, okay, and informally above the shoulder find out what are the issues that are happening. He is continuously on ground and can control the project by continuously talking to team members. Okay, but in other way, in some areas or in some cases, if say for example teams are not co-located, teams are working from different development centers, and teams are there which is involved, which has different suppliers. Okay, so one team from one outsourcing partner, the other team from product partner. Okay, so in that case, project manager needs to lay down more formal mechanism of monitoring. So he might have weekly calls, okay, or he might have daily calls where relevant project team leads would come and report the progress of the project. Every call would have a fixed agenda. Okay, there would be stand up. So he would lay down the entire process in terms of what needs to be furnished to him daily, weekly, fortnightly, whatever frequency has been decided. Okay, so when it comes to monitoring, okay, what is typically that project manager would be monitoring, and we spoke a lot about this in many previous videos. Okay, and one of the most important thing which he is always going to be trying to be in control of things is the schedule. Okay, he wants to ensure that the timeline which he has laid down is adhered to. Are there any delays? Because if there are any delays, that is going to straight away impact to the cost. Okay, that is going to straight away impact to the customer satisfaction. So schedule is one which he is going to continuously monitor. What is the second thing which he is going to monitor? Okay, second thing which is most important, which he is going to continuously monitor, is quality. Okay, so if software is into testing phase, what are the defects that are getting found? Are defects logged properly? Are defects fixed properly? Are defects reoccurring? Very, very important. Okay, I have fixed a defect in this test life cycle, and same defect has reoccurred in second test cycle. So what happens? Which means something is going wrong somewhere. Some engineering aspects are not followed properly. Okay, so these are the matrices which he is going to monitor whilst he is running his calls, whilst he is running his meetings, and based on this operational metrics, he is going to prepare his own reports, which he is going to furnish to the senior management or to the customer. See how it is. Whatever data he or she as a project manager gets or collates as a part of monitoring gets converted into information for the senior management to consume, and that's where project manager is also going to ask for help if required. Okay. if the project manager is in control, he is obviously, or she is obviously, going to get a respect from team members. And look, at the end of the day, project manager is responsible to ensure that project goals are met. Okay, so very operational things, but critical things like critical resources going on leave, critical resources going on long leave. What is the backup plan? Is there any responsible person with sufficient skills to take over the responsibility or tasks which the person who is going on leave? Okay, so all those things are approved by project manager, and project manager really needs to control those things well. Okay, so monitoring and controlling is very, very important here. Okay, another thing is communicating, which is another very much important aspect, and my experience often neglected. Okay, so communication is to multiple parties. Okay, so one, communication could be to customer, right? Communication to the senior management, communication to suppliers and partners. Fourth, communication to project team. Well, project manager at times need to be transparent, and at times need to be communicating hard facts, true facts to project team as well. Okay, communication, project manager needs to communicate good news as well as bad news to customer. Okay, so what could be the bad news to customer? Okay, so bad news could be the design which we have baselined or decided is currently failing because there's some problem in that design, and that may lead to delays. Well, you might invite trouble, or you might invite customer dissatisfaction at that moment of time. Okay, but being transparent, being truthful at that point of time will also invite help from customer. Okay, he or she will understand your problems, okay, and will come up with alternative solution. See, transparency is very, very important. If you want to deliver successfully, you cannot keep on hiding things. Okay, so communication is one of the most important aspect. Okay, and I have found project managers failing because they are not able to communicate well with all their stakeholders. Okay, if you communicate well, if you if you are transparent, okay, you are always going to get respect from all your stakeholders as a project manager. And mind you, control is automatically achieved if this aspect is good. Okay, so it has got direct relation to how much control you are in. Monitoring can be a science, okay, but control and communication is art, and they both are very much related to each other. Fourth most important thing is escalating. Okay, now project manager needs to exactly know when to make noise. Let me tell you again my experience. I have seen in large organization, in large software development organizations, there are a number of competencies. Okay, there are number of teams who provide services within the organization. So there can be an infrastructure management team, there can be other services team like HR team, admin team, sales team. So there are a number of teams, right? And to make project successful, you need support from these teams. So it's a teamwork of many people, okay, who are directly or indirectly involved, okay. And many a times you come across situation where priorities clash happens. For example, for a project manager, for him project is the top priority, okay. But for an infrastructure team manager, okay, he has got n number of projects to which he needs to provide the services, okay. So you as a project manager may get neglected, may not get relevant services that are required at that point of time, just because infrastructure management team is falling short of skills or has got some other pressing priorities which they are attending to, okay. And then from there, you start as a project manager, you need to start making that noise. Because let me tell you one thing very frankly, that when a project gets delayed, when a project doesn't meet the goals, a project manager's neck is caught. He is asked all kind of questions, okay. And at that point of time, senior manager will stand up and say, well, why didn't you escalate us timely so that we could have asked infrastructure team manager to give all the priority to your project? Why did you wait till customer escalate? Okay, so very important, students, that timely escalation and project manager, and of course this is learned with experience, but project manager needs to timely make noise, okay. I know empty vessels make more noise, I'm not talking about that, but if the vessels are not at all making noise, it is more dangerous, okay. So from project management perspective, a project manager needs to escalate timely, okay. So these are some of the key responsibilities of project manager. So apart from project manager, there are number of responsible, I would say, individuals, team members, okay, and each one need to play their own role, okay. A developer would be responsible to play the development role, okay. A tester would be responsible to play the testing role. For them, the project plan and schedule becomes very important, because that will explain as a developer what all processes they need to follow. How are they going to check in and check out the code? What configuration management tool they are going to use? What test tools they are going to use? How are they going to capture the test cases? So all those things which they are expected to do as a part of their role would be there in the operational manual or operational sections of the project management plan, and project management plan can point to relevant reference documents within the quality management system of the organization, okay. So as the project team would successfully function and achieve project goal when each and every team member exactly understands what is expected out of them, okay. And that is very important, okay. The entire team, all the members should know what is expected out of them, what should they do when they face problems, what should they do when they are stuck at any point of time, okay. If they are responsible to code in Java, then what are the Java coding standards that they are expected to follow, okay. So all these things play a very important role, and every team member should actually know what their role is, and that makes the project a success or failure. Okay, with this video I am at the end of unit 1, that is introduction to software project management. We have almost seen 7 videos which comprises of life cycle of project life cycle, project management framework, then we have seen challenges. Okay, in the next series we are going to get into unit 2, where we are going to talk about estimation, something which is very close to my heart, which I always liked, and one of the key aspects in making overall software project either a success or failure. If you like this video, do like it, share it, okay, and do subscribe my channel. Bye till now.